You are not aware of your aliveness. You are busy with your psychological nonsense. Your thoughts, your emotions have become, your psychological reality has become far more important than your existential reality. What it means is, you are so enamored with your own petty creation that you're completely missing the grandeur of Creator's creation. That's what it means. You do all kinds of things, but if you truly value creation, the best thing that you can do is to pay attention and to experience it, isn't it? Yes or no?
Most people are waiting for their life to change.
Yes.
So they can feel gratitude, to feel abundance, to feel whole. You know, that's the old model of cause and effect, you know. So if you're living with emptiness, you're living with lack, you're living with pain, most people have been conditioned that something out there has to take away this emptiness or feeling inside of them. But if you believe that you're creating your life and you're living by lack, well, lack isn't going to create abundance, right? So then it makes sense then that you don't really actually create wealth, you generate wealth, you generate abundance. So the moment you start teaching your body emotionally what that future is going to feel like before it's made manifest, well, your body, as the unconscious mind, believes it's living in that future in the present moment.
Just sit down by yourself to visualize and daydream about your dreams, about the activities involved in that, about how you would struggle through, about what it would feel like to be victorious. All of it, the whole thing, the messy part, the ugly part. What would you say to yourself when it gets hard? That's what you need to do. To truly actualize a dream, we got to begin with seeing it and sensing it. The good, the bad, the easy, the difficult, and the victory.
How you would like your life to be, what you would like your character to be, 3 to 5 years down the road, if you were taking care of yourself like you were taking care of someone that you actually cared about. So you kind of have to split yourself into 2 people and treat yourself like someone you have respect for and that you want the best for. That's not easy because people don't necessarily have respect for themselves and they don't necessarily want what's the best for themselves because they have a lot of self-contempt and a lot of self-hatred, a lot of guilt. I think you have an obligation, it's one of the highest moral obligations, to treat yourself as if you're a creature of value.
You got to start with that belief in your mind. I've got this. I can do this. I can conquer this. I can pass this exam. I can get elected for the position that I'm going for. I can create abundance in my life. These are the thoughts that you have to have in your mind in order to become successful. So what is it time for you to feel? What is it time for you to create? What do you need to do more or less of in order to get the results that you want?
You have the power to become someone that even the deepest part of you trusts, someone you trust to succeed. Become the person that you know you can be. Stand up for your future, for your power, and for you to be something full of the worth that is in you.
So most of us came up with our labels based on how we behaved. But really smart people can do stupid things. Really nice people can be mean. Mean people can be nice. And so if you judge yourself too soon, and most people's identity, their labels for themselves, who they think they are, has been based on their past and often many years ago. And so they don't update it. So the metaphor I'd give for identity is like, it's your comfort zone. It's not your goals. So if you took a temperature in the room and said 68 degrees is my comfort zone, physically, emotionally, financially, I want more in my relationship, I want more physically, energy-wise, I want more financially in my career, but this is what I'm used to. And so what happens? People stay in their comfort zone for the most part, and then let's say something happens and you dip, you're a 68 degreer, that's your mentality, and you drop down to 62, 61, 60, somewhere around 60 or 59, the heaters kick on and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're a 68 degreer, what the hell are you doing? We've all experienced that. All of a sudden you go, I'm not gonna live like this anymore. I'm not gonna be in this relationship. I'm not gonna be fat like this. Boom, and you get this drive and you start to change. But what most people don't understand is it happens on the upper end too. Meaning, let's say you got momentum, you start crushing it, you start doing even better than you think. You go from 68 to 70, 88, you're 98 degrees. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the metaphor is. And And then what happens? You're going to say, hey, your brain goes, who the hell do you think you are? You're not a 98 degree here, right? Get back to 68. And if nothing else, the heaters stop, you lose your drive, and that'll drift you back. And not enough, the air conditioner can kick on, and you start to kind of sabotage yourself till you get back to your comfort zone. So unless you expand your identity, change is temporary. It's like when someone says to me, I've stopped smoking, it's been 8 days. And I go, why are you counting? And I say, why are you counting? So you can tell people how long you lasted this time? Like if I went to somebody and I said to you, hey, Louis, you want a cigarette? You're not gonna say, what brand is it? You go, no, right. I'm not a smoker. Notice how people, I'm not one of those. That's not my identity. Identity is the strongest force in the human personality. If you look at Lance Armstrong, who has a mixed identity now in the culture, this is a guy that had to win and found a way to win. So when he was told he had cancer in his lungs, in his brain, and in his testicles, and he rides a bike, and he's gonna die, his answer was, no, I'm a champion. I find the way. I will find the answer. And he did. Now, unfortunately, he bent the rules around the sport, and it kind of ruined his reputation, obviously. But that mentality, his identity is why he survived. Other people told they have cancer, and they're like, it's over, they give up, they start arranging their affairs. And so that psychological difference is the number one thing I work with people on, because unless you expand your identity, you're gonna basically keep where you are. You might improve a little or not, you might go up and down a bit, but you're gonna stay within a realm. If you're gonna have an explosive breakthrough to another level, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, then we gotta not only give you the tools, we gotta shift that internal sense of who you really are and have you find that you are more than anything that's ever happened to you, that you can handle whatever shows up, even if it's incredibly scary or uncomfortable.
Personal responsibility is true and wildly optimistic. And it is people's belief system and the value system that they cobble together over a lifetime that will lead them to reject that. And all I can say is reject it at your own peril for the following reason. Personal responsibility is about remembering you can do something and change. And I can sum up personal responsibility in a single quote by Kobe Bryant. Boos don't block dunks. That's personal responsibility. You can get so good at something that no matter how much people hate you, the best athletes in the world were paid millions of dollars and trained to stop Kobe Bryant from scoring. And yet he scored 81 points in a single game. So you can get so good no matter how much people hate you, no matter how much they're training and trying to defeat you. They can't. And that is the most exciting thing in the world to me. That, wait, you're saying that I can get so good at something that at least the vast majority of humanity can't stop me? There will always, of course, unfortunately, I don't yet believe that I am Kobe Bryant in anything that I care about. So, but that I can get better than the vast majority of humanity at something by dedicating my time and energy to that thing. That is so cool. That is so liberating. It's changed my life. It's given me hope. It got me up off the floor. It in every possible way, it has changed my life. It is the thing that I rely on when I'm feeling my most anxious. I'm like, I can get better at this. A word. And then I remember, that's right. Like if I put time and energy into this, I can get better. So it's okay if I'm actually not good at this.
You have only to keep in mind the experiences you wish to meet in order to control your own future. Shakespeare expresses the same thought in another way. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Look the part, dress the part, act the part. Be successful in your own thoughts first. In other words, fake it till you make it. Basically, when it comes to personality traits, there is no difference between possessing them and pretending to have them. Dr. Carl Simonton said that mind, body, and emotions are a unitary system. I affect one and you affect the others. This means that you can pretend to be confident or courageous, and the cocktail of chemicals inside your body for those attributes will be created, and you will indeed feel confidence or courageous. Pretending you have a character trait such as confidence is not the same as pretending you can scale mountains or play the tuba. Those particular skills must be learned. Characteristics such as courage, confidence, and enthusiasm are created in the mind by the pictures you create, though. Acting as if sets a positive expectation. We believe something to be true and then act in a way that brings that assumption about. This can be a positive or negative force. The effect of self-fulfilling prophecies has been demonstrated by objective scientific experiments. In one study at the start of the 1968 school year, Dr. R. Rosenthal gave a non-verbal intelligence test to 18 classrooms of elementary school students in a Californian public school district. 20% of the students selected randomly, not on test score, were then identified as intellectual bloomers, and their teachers were told they could expect to see remarkable intellectual gains in the coming year. The only difference between these students and the other 80 was the expectations created in the teachers' minds. When both groups were retested 8 months later, the bloomers had gained in IQ points over the other group. This is significant because it shows that altered expectations can result in unconscious changes in behavior that dramatically change the outcome. In another study during the 1970s, 152 cancer patients were assessed based on their expectation and attitude about their treatment, and then each was monitored for 18 months. The results clearly indicated those with a positive expectation about the treatment got the best result. It follows, therefore, that your chances of success in anything in life are greatly improved by positive expectations. Man is like the wireless operator. Man is subject to miscellaneous wrong through currents if his mind is not in tune with the infinite, or if he is not keyed up to higher vibrations than those of negation. If you want a quality, act as if you already had it.